Say the other day a question came up about balance, and I started having some balance issues a number of years ago, and I tried a number of different things to see what would help me improve my balance, and that's what I'd like to share with you today. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physical therapist, I'm not a podiatrist, but I just want to share with you the things that I did, and then you can see if they fit into your life and what you're doing. Now, I think the first thing we need to understand about balance is this. It's like any other system in our body. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. So what we have to be able to do is challenge our balance system. That means trying something that maybe throws us off balance a little bit, and then allow our body a chance to adapt, go back and challenge it again, give our body a chance to adapt, and then slowly over time, what you're going to notice is an improvement in your balance system. So it's taken a while to get your balance system to be a little bit weaker. It's going to take some time to make your balance system stronger. So the first thing I did that helped me improve my balance was this. I started going barefoot more often. When I would come home, first thing I would do, take off my shoes, take off my socks, and then I would spend the rest of the day barefoot in the house. Now, I just want to tell you that when I started doing this, the first week, my feet hurt. And I didn't understand why they hurt because I thought this has to be good for my feet. But the problem was my feet and the bones and the joints and the muscles in my feet weren't used to walking around barefoot. They were used to being in a restrictive, highly cushioned shoe. So when you make a change like this, go slow and give your feet a chance to adapt. Otherwise, you're going to find it's a little bit painful. Or in other words, if you try this and it feels painful, go back and put your shoes on and give your feet a break and give them a chance to adapt. Now, in our feet, we have 33 different joints and 26 different bones. That's incredible. Also, there's 29 different muscles in our feet. If we have those muscles, bones, and joints inside of a highly cushioned, restrictive shoe, they don't move the way they're supposed to move, and over time, those muscles become weaker. So getting your feet out of the shoes and walking around barefoot gives those joints and muscles and bones a chance to move the way they're supposed to move. So that was the first thing I tried, was going barefoot. And again, go slowly if you're going to try this. Here's the second thing I did. I stopped wearing highly cushioned shoes that have a restrictive toe box on them, that cram your toes together. I have worn those shoes for years and years, and I went to what is referred to as a barefoot shoe. So with a barefoot shoe, you'll notice they don't have the raised heel with the highly cushioned sole on it. They don't have a raise in the arch area. And the toe box is wide, which allows your toes to spread and move naturally. Okay, so this only made sense to me, that if I could move my toes naturally and they can spread and move around, that is going to help me improve my balance and my feet are going to feel better. Now, once again, if you're going to try a barefoot shoe, don't put the shoe on the first time and spend the whole day in your shoe. I can almost guarantee you at the end of the day, your feet are going to hurt and hurt badly. So to prevent injury, start off slow. Maybe wear them for 30 minutes around the house, then go back to your cushioned shoes. Next day, 30 minutes, and as you start to build up and your feet start to adapt, then you can slowly move into this and you'll avoid the pain and you'll avoid the risk of injury. Just a little warning from someone who went way too fast, way too hard, and ended up with some real good foot pain. Now, the shoes I really like are from a company called Xero, X-E-R-O shoes. And for me, these have been the best shoes that I have found. Now, I have several different models of their shoes. Some I find are better for me with running. Other ones I find are better if I'm doing weightlifting or in the gym and I just need a nice stable support. And then another pair that I have that I like for everyday kind of casual wear if I'm out running around doing errands. So they have numerous different models for you to try on. I would really recommend take a look at Xero shoes and First of all, go barefoot. It's by far the best thing you can do for those joints, muscles, and bones in your feet. All right, now the second thing that I did, I started using these little massage balls. I'd put them down on the floor at night, and in my bare foot, I would put my foot on top of it and rub that around on my foot and my arch and on my heel to stimulate and help move those muscles and joints. I still use these every day, and I find them to be a great relief at the end of the day when your feet are a little bit achy. Just sit down, roll them around for a couple minutes, and it does wonders to relieve the tension in your feet. Massage balls. All right, now the third thing that I did to help me improve my balance, I started using a product called the Mobo board. That's M-O-B-O board. Now with the Mobo board, on one side of the board, it has an outline for your foot, and this is for my left foot. On the other side, it has an outline for your foot, and that's for your right foot. And you'll notice a cutout area here. That is where 4 of your toes go, and your big toe goes right here. The idea is you're going to use that big toe to improve your stability and improve your balance on the board. So your 4 smaller toes fit through the hole, your big toe goes right here. Then you'll notice there's 4 slots around the board, and they use what's called a fin. The fin fits into the board, into that position, and then when you stand on the board, that board will rock in this direction, and when you change the fins to the other side, they will rock in the other position. So I want to show you how this works, and if you're thinking about getting a Mobo board, I would really recommend first going to their website, looking at some of the videos they have and information about how to use this board. Now, like anything else, you want to start off using this board slowly. So a couple minutes at a time on each leg, and what you'll find is after you get done using this, you're going to feel the difference in the muscles in your feet and in your calves and in your thighs. So this is one of the best products I have ever found out there to help me with my balance. And by the way, this is also good overall movement. So let me switch over and I'll show you how I use the Mobo board. All right, now to use the Mobo board, these 4 slots are numbered. This is number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So when you put the fins in the board, you want to start off with using either odd or even numbers. So I'm going to start off by using odd. So there's 1 and there's 3. You turn the board over, and this is going to be for my left foot. Set the board on the ground. And then I would really recommend that you are in between an item or have a chair around you that you can hang on to when you first start using this board, because you don't want to run the risk of stepping on the board and falling off of it. So I'm going to start off by hanging on to my weight rack here. I put my left foot on the board. The 4 toes go through the hole, and the big toe is going to be used to stabilize my movement. Then you just rock back and forth on the board. Now, another tip when you're starting off doing this, you want to start on carpeting. If you start off on hardwood floors or on concrete, this is going to move much faster. So we want to build up our strength over time, and we want to build up our ability to adapt to this. Now, if you don't have something close by that you can hang on to, get a chair, put it on either side of you, and hang on to that chair as you start to use this. Okay, now that was for the left foot. For the right foot, all I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse the fins and bring them around to this side. Flip the board over, and now this is for my right foot. Put it down the ground. Step on, put my 4 toes through the hole and my big toe to stabilize. And then I lift the other foot up off the ground, and you will start to rock, because your body and the muscles in your feet and legs are trying to stabilize this movement. And this is the benefit of using this. Now again, start off slow, start off hanging on to something, and build up confidence and build up strength in using this over time. All right, now after a couple minutes on each leg, and I'm using the odd numbers, now we're going to go over to the even numbers. So I pick it up, I move the fin over to number 2 and number 4, flip the board over, I'm back to my left foot now, and now you're going to notice instead of rocking forwards and backwards, it's going to rock from side to side. And this is really going to challenge your ability to balance. Again, start slowly, have something to hang on to, and use carpeting underneath this board to get used to it. Now, over time, as you're standing on this, you can start moving your other foot around, which is even going to challenge your balance even more. And you will find that this really does a great job of strengthening the muscles in your legs and the muscles in your feet. I really like the mobile board. Okay, so that was number 2 and number 4. You just switch them over to the other side now, 2 and 4. Flip the board over. Now we're ready for the right foot. And we start off, lift your left foot up off the ground, balance, and what you're going to notice is that you feel your big toe pushing down, providing the stability to keep you in balance. And that's the real benefit of using this mobile board. Now, there are a number of different balance boards and different items out on the market. I have found this one to really be the best. I enjoy using it, and I fit it into my routine every single day. A few minutes on each foot on numbers 1 and 3, and then on 2 and 4, you'll find out over time your balance starts to improve and the strength in your legs improves. All right, now here's one of the things I really liked about the mobile board. When you were using the slots for the even numbers, so here, 2 and 4, and when you're in that position, the board is moving like this underneath your foot. That movement targets the muscles in your feet. So you'll find for your left foot and your right foot, when you're using the even numbers, it's really working on those muscles and improving your muscle strength. All right, when you're using the odd numbers, 1 and 3, and you're in that position, now the board moves differently, and in this position, it targets the muscles in your shin and the muscles that connect down to your big toe. So there's a real benefit when you are switching between 1 and 3 and 2 and 4. And that's what you're going to find is that this really gives you a really great workout for not only the muscles in your feet, but the muscles in your outer shin and the muscle that runs down to your big toe. Okay, now here's the fourth thing that I've added to my routine to improve my stability and improve my balance. And when I say it's the fourth thing, what I mean is I've added these items over time. I didn't start off using all of them at the same time. I think it would just overwhelm you, and you probably run the risk of injury by using too much too quickly. But add them in a little bit at a time, and you'll find overall your ability to balance and your stability improves greatly. Because remember, it's either use it or lose it. Okay, for this one, I'm going to use a step, and this one is about 6 inches up off the ground. I'm going to stand on the step on my left foot and balance, and then I'm going to take my right foot heel, and I'm going to go down and tap the ground with my heel. So just a bend in the left leg, up and down, and you might want to start off with something to hang on to until you improve your balance to the point where you can do this unaided. Now, if you start off and let's say you do 8 to 10 repetitions on the left leg, and then switch over and we're going to do the same thing with the right leg. Again, you want to start off slow and you want to build up over time. So let's say we start off with anywhere between 6 to 10 reps on each leg, and then I'd say try 2 different sets of either one. Now what you'll find over time is you will get stronger, your balance will improve, and you can take your hands off of either a chair or something around you to provide you with some stability. And this one is superior for improving your balance. So if you're strengthening the muscles in your feet and the joints and the bones are getting stronger, you're using a mobile board, this is a great way to improve it overall. One word of caution when doing this. When you start off, you're going to notice that in your calves and in your thighs, they're going to burn a little bit because those muscles aren't used to being used that way. Start slow, ease into it, give your body a chance to adapt and rest, come back and do it again. Now, the latest thing that I've added into my routine to improve my stability, improve my balance, is what's called a vibration plate. And this is this item right here. Now, I've only been using this for about 3 months now, but I absolutely love what it does because the idea of a vibration plate is you can either have it move underneath you forward and back, sideways, or up and down, and you can have it move in all those directions at the same time. Now, naturally, when you stand on top of it, your balance is being constantly challenged. So it's trying to throw you off balance all the time when using this. And that means all those muscles in your feet, all the muscles in your leg, all the muscles in your core have to constantly keep adjusting to keep you in balance. Now, if you try a vibration plate, like anything else that I've talked about today, start slowly and start hanging on to something so that you don't lose your balance. Over time, you'll get more used to it, and then you can let go of a chair or a surrounding item that's adding that stability to you. Now, with a vibration plate, it has a number of different settings for different modes as far as how it's going to move underneath you, and it has some settings for intensity. But I want to give you an idea of what a vibration plate will do, and then how you can add that in as something to do. Let's say when you've got a few minutes and you're watching television, you can put this down on the ground. You do 10 minutes at a time, and I wouldn't recommend more than 20 minutes in a day. So if you're starting off, you might want to start off with 2 5-minute sessions and build up your strength and build up your stamina and endurance in using this. Okay, I have the mode all set. All you have to do is turn this on. And as you can see, it starts to vibrate, and I can increase the intensity of this vibration as it's moving underneath me. The further you stand out to the sides, the further apart your feet are, the more challenging it is. If you bring your feet to the center, it's less challenging. So this would be a good starting position for someone, and then over time, you start moving out and increasing the challenge to your system as it's vibrating underneath you. Now, also with a vibration plate, there are a number of different exercises that you can do on this plate as it's vibrating underneath you. And one of them is an isometric exercise I really like that's doing either a half or a full squat. So you can come down into a squat and then hold that underneath you, and what you'll find is your body is constantly wanting to be thrown off. So not only are you strengthening the muscles in your quads and in your calves, but you're also noticing your whole body is working to keep you constantly on balance with this thing. This is a vibration plate. Comes from a company called LifePro, and in the description for this video, I will put the links to these different products. Now, when you start off using a vibration plate, have something to hang on to close by and start slowly. That way you can build into this, build some confidence and endurance, and then you'll get to the point where you can stand hands-free and really start challenging your system as you're on this. I'd also recommend going on their website and their YouTube channel and checking out the different training videos that they have with ideas about how you can incorporate this into your day. One other thing you can do with a vibration plate, which I really like, is let's say you're sitting watching television at night. You can bring the vibration plate out. If you're sitting on the couch, put it underneath your feet, turn it on, and let your legs move during that time, just to increase not only circulation, but the use of your muscles. So it's just another way that we can start improving our overall routines, strengthening our muscles, and get more into the use it as compared to the lose it routine. This is LifePro, and this is a vibration plate. If you have good balance to begin with, then I would say consider trying walking backwards. And walking backwards on a treadmill is a great way to not only get in some more motion and movement into your day, but it's a great way to improve your stability. When I first started walking backwards on the treadmill, I thought, well, this will be easy. And it wasn't. And it was a real challenge to my balance. So if you have any stability issues or balance issues, I would say, let's not try this one now. Use some of the other things that I recommended and build up your balance and stability over time. When you get stronger, this is something that you consider. Now, when you do this, I have found that it's best if you put the incline up on the treadmill, and I go up to about a 3-degree incline, because you're going to be, in a sense, facing backwards on the treadmill, and that adds a little bit more stability. Also, you want to start off slow, so much slower than what you think you can walk backwards. And over time, you can build up the speed, and if you want to, build up the incline as you're walking along. Now, I run a lot indoors on the treadmill, especially when the weather is bad, and at the end of my runs, I turn around and do about 10 or 15 minutes walking backwards on the treadmill. It does wonders for the muscles in your legs, because this uses muscles that you aren't using when you were propelling yourself forward. So let me get up, turn it on, and I'll give you an idea of what I do when I'm walking backwards on the treadmill. All right, now the first recommendation in getting started. Start off by holding on to the side rails of your treadmill. Do not try and step onto this free-handed. It will probably make you fall. Second, use one leg or the other. I'm going to use my right leg here to get an idea of how fast the belt is moving underneath me. And then I'm going to step out on the belt and just start walking backwards. So we start. And initially, as I said, you want to hang on to both sides. And what you're going to find is this is really challenging to not only your perception of how your body is moving, but you will feel this in your legs almost immediately, because you're using muscles that you normally do not move. Now, as you're walking backwards, you want to get in the habit of picking up your heels so that you're not sliding your feet over the moving surface underneath you. And after a while, what you'll find is this not only improves your balance, but it is a great workout. So I always like adding in at least 10-15 minutes after I get done running on the treadmill to do some backwards walking. You're really going to feel it in your legs. And again, use caution. So instead of starting off at 2 miles per hour, you might want to start off at 1 mile per hour and get an idea how this is going. Now, if you're doing this at home by yourself, make sure you have somebody around you to support you before you get on the treadmill and give this a try. I would say this is more advanced only if your balance and your stability is good to begin with. If it's not, skip this step, but I think you'll find this is one of the better ones for improving your balance. Okay, if you don't have a treadmill, go outside and walk backwards up and down the street. Now, I know that seems a little bit strange and people will probably look at you a little bit weird. So if you don't want to go outside, try it in the house while you're barefoot. Just walk around backwards and notice how it uses different muscles. Well, I'm always looking for things that I can add into my routine to give me a little bit more movement and a little bit less sitting. Now, I don't think sitting is the problem. I think what the problem is prolonged sitting. It's when we sit down to watch a show and 2 hours later, we're still sitting there. That is really the issue with sitting. So one of the things I'd really like to recommend as a product is called a wobble chair. Now, this is the wobble chair here that I use. First thing you'll notice is it doesn't have a back on it. Without a back, you can't slump into the chair. You have to sit upright. Next, it has a rounded bottom, and that allows the wobble chair to move in 360 degrees, and the seat will swivel 360 degrees. So when you sit on a wobble chair, first thing you're going to notice is you really have to have a good posture to sit on here, or your body, your back, is going to start aching from being in a bad position. The next thing you're going to notice is that as you are moving around all the time, the muscles in your legs, the muscles in your feet, the muscles in your hip, and the muscles in your back are all working to keep you upright. So you want to sit down and watch a show for a half an hour or an hour? Get a wobble chair and give that a try, and you'll notice not only does it give you a good workout, it improves your stability and it improves your balance. Like all the other items that I have talked about, start slow. You don't want to get on a wobble chair and try and do 30 minutes at a time right off the bat. Maybe do 10-15 minutes, then go sit down in your regular chair, come back to it later and try it again, because you want to build up your confidence and build up your endurance in using any of these items if you're thinking about it. So I appreciate you watching the video today. See something in there you like, give it a try. The place I would start, though, that is the lowest cost and the easiest to do, go barefoot. Give it a try. Get those shoes off, walk around the house, start improving those muscles, joints, and bones.